getting ready to show you how to edit on Movie Maker, but before I do, I just wanted to point out, and this is my husband's computer, it's just really messy, that in order for me to bring this video to you, I have to use this microphone. Okay, so again, if I was at my Mac, which is over there, I could just sit down and start, and I have the webcam, I have the built-in webcam, and I have the built-in microphone. So I have to plug this sucker in, and just so you know, so it just, there's a cord that comes with it, and it plugs in from here, and then he happens to have, because he's a super computer nerd, he has like this is just a regular USB hub, and as you can see, this is one of the reasons that I did switch to Mac. Not saying you should, but there's just a few extra, there's a lot of like extra moving parts. It's just not quite as streamlined. But again, never fear, we'll figure it out. Everything is figure-outable. That's my philosophy. And we will get you started here in just a moment. Okay, so remember I said the first thing that we need to do is import our video. So I'm gonna click on this button, which literally says add videos. Isn't that nice? So I need to find some videos, and these are all, oh, they're from my trip to Scotland. Yay! I'll just grab this one because it's sideways. Okay, so you know when you're doing art videos, you're generally putting things in that are going to be upside down. So that rotate button is the first thing that we want to shoot for, and they're right smack dab in the middle. You can't miss them, right? Rotate left and rotate right. So if I just click on that once, boom, we're already good to go. Look at that. We are up and running so fast. Okay, let's see. The next thing we want to do is, let me bring in some more video because that's very short. I don't even know what these are. Okay, so as you can see, it's loading. And I do have to say, things are a bit slower in Movie Maker as well. Oh my gosh, I'm going to Scotland next week, and this is getting me so excited. This is for my last May's trip in Scotland. I'm a little Scotland obsessed, if you didn't know. I'm not sorry about it. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is, so say we have, I'll do one more just to, here, I'll put in a still photograph. That was it. Culloden battlefields, the Great Battle of Culloden. And so I'll put I just put a still photograph. So you can't do here what you can do in iMovie, which is when you can stack, like I could have this video playing, right? And then I could stack this still photograph over top. So while you're listening to her narrate, then you would see this picture. You can't do that in Movie Maker, which is kind of a big fat bummer. But it is what it is. And so, yeah, you just need to know that's what you can do it. To split something, okay, say I wanted to split this off, you can right click just like you do in iMovie, and you hit, see the split is right here, and you can cut that little piece off and you can move it wherever you want to. Okay, let's say we are doing a time lapse. We want this to be a time lapse. We need to go up to, oh my gosh, I should have brushed up a little bit more before I started doing this. Let's see. Oh, actually, you know what? Before we do that, let me just discuss what these things are up here. So you have a file. This is where you're going to save your project when you're done. Home is where you have your general copy paste. This is where you add movies and photos, where you bring in. Oh, this is where we're going to add music. And then if I had a webcam, because I wanted to set up like my Mac setup, this is how you do video for that. This is, if you're doing a voiceover, you use this button where it says record narration. You would simply play back your movie and hit this button, and it would record like everything I'm saying now on a separate audio file. Then you would then drag into this. So it's a different audio stream, and I can't show you because I'm using this mic to actually create this video, so it's very confusing. But this is exactly where you would play the movie down here, and then you could record your narration right there. It's a simple one-click button, just record and then stop. And there's your music, and this gives you the choice to add music wherever you're if you do add music, it usually will add it to the beginning, and then, or you can say add music at current point. So you put your cursor at whatever frame you want, and then you put add music at current point. And you need to go pick up some music, and I'll pick out a tune. Boop, and there it is. Let's listen to it. Okay, so now you have, it's hard to hear, but you have the music playing and she's narrating. So you need to, when you add music, it brings up a second toolbar right here, which lets you control the music. So you can fade it in or out. You can do like a slow fade where it slowly comes up to top volume, or you can have that fade in medium or fast. And you can also do that fade out, and you can also switch your volume here. So if you wanted it really loud, or, you know, you could have it really, really soft, and then you would pull it all the way down there. And then you can split your music just like you can splice your video files. You can do split right there, and that will take your music and you can move it around. Now, I do have to say the music gets a little glitchy. It's best not to be super complicated in Movie Maker about too much splicing and dicing and moving around. You will run into glitches. It gets unhappy about that. Oh, and there's our time-lapse scene. So I just was coming up to it. So anyways, I'm going to delete the music for just a moment so we can go back to our regular tabs up here. So we have home, we talked about, and I'll go back and do these individually as it is. Oh, I was going across here. So we had, okay, so we had add music. We talked about those. Snapshot. I've never used that. I guess that's when you're saving out a snapshot. We don't need that. Title, so you want to add a title to this. You push that and boom, there's your title. By pushing that title button, it will always put the title like at the front of your movie. And you can put in blah, blah, blah. And you can change right here. It immediately like brings up this text, as you can see. So you can edit above here. You can change and you can do this in iMovie also. It's pretty intuitive at this point, so I didn't talk about it too much, but you can see the same window pops up in iMovie, so you can adjust those things and the color and the transparency. And this is really fun. Immediately when your little text sub window comes up here, you have all these options and you have a lot of them too, which is really fun. So you can actually scroll this and it will make these cool effects. So blah, blah, or blah, blah. And you can click on them and it will show you what they do. So fun. So again, these little things I could fiddle with like all day long. They're so fun. And then there's this little texturation box up here. You can change your background color. Start time, I don't know when it wouldn't be really 0 seconds, but you can change that. And then texturation is up here. So maybe you want this. Oh, this is something I actually fiddled with quite a bit. This is like if you want, say I want blah, blah to go like forever, like to here for 25 seconds. So it'll run past the point of, see, it still shows up. That's because I set my text duration to 25 seconds. And there it's still going. Okay, so that's, you can fiddle with your text duration right there. The standard is 7 seconds. All right, so that was fun. And then if you do caption, that's how you get your, guess what? Captions. I know. It's like rocket science. Caption, you push that and boom, there you go. And you have the same effect little choices that you can do. So I'll write like Battle of Culloden. Boop, boop. So there you go. And then credits is kind of the opposite of titles. It's like a text block that always will show up at the end. And that's kind of nice because it's a good reminder for like music, you know, credits like music by Juke Deck. And you need to watch the how to add music episode if you want to understand where I get my music sources from. Oh, look at that. It rolls credit, which is fun. It's like super legit. All right. And so that's everything. Well, I'm in this subtext tool bar up here. So to get back out of it, just click on an area of the video that doesn't have text and it will kind of stop showing that. These up here, this video editing tools, I don't use these. These are like automated movie themes, which I never used, not one time. So you can play with those, but I'm not going to go into detail because I don't use them. There's your rotate left and right. And these are your share things, which I never use. The save movie here at the end, that's how I save out my files. So you can pick like, okay, is this going to be on the computer? These are basically like how big or how small you are saving out your projects. All right, so now I'm going to go through these other ones. So animations, this is really fun. This animates these are like your transition buttons basically. So in iMovie, you drop and drag them between the video clips. And here you you click on the chunk of video that you want to have the transition, and then you choose one from the box. So it works the same. It's just a little bit different because you don't have the drag and drop feature. It's just like a click feature instead. So I'll play here. And it's segued, you know, like that. And again, just like iMovie, you can set the duration of you can make it a little bit shorter or a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. And then these are fun too. These are for effects. Oh, you can pan and zoom like a still photograph. So I'm going to go and add one more like photo. And if you notice, it always puts it wherever your cursor is where it will do that. And let's see, I want to there's a whole menu of things in here. So make sure you look around. I want it to pan and zoom this way when it comes to that photo. And so then you get this kind of animated effect. So that's what that does. Rolling the credits. All right, and then all of a sudden we're on visual effects. I don't use any of those ever, but you can. Project, I don't use any of those. View, I don't use any of those. And the edit speed is where your time lapse comes in. So you have to be clicked on a video. Okay, and you can hold the shift bar and select, you know, a bunch of video, and then this is where you can change your speed. And I was mentioning this when I was talking about the iMovies, where you can you only have like 2 times 2, 4, 6, 8, and 20 are the only options that you have. In iMovie, these are your options, and the slow is included in the speed, but then you can also enter in any other number. So I could have like, you know, 13 times fast, and that's like a thing, which I do really miss this feature because I felt like 6 times was like my magic time-lapse number, where it was like not too slow, where people would get bored, but not too fast that people couldn't see what you were doing properly. And I missed that 6x. I do. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I forgot. I think we covered all. That's really all. That's the main issues. You have your import. We had I guess we had we talked about the title. I'm just going through all of these features. We can caption things. We have the credits. Yeah, and that is about it. That really is about it. Add music at current point. We talked about that. So here I'll put my music back in, and you can move that music around by dragging it. So we can see what that sounds like. And again, when you have music, this extra little options music tool will come in. And that's, again, where you can adjust the volume of your music to be louder or softer. And yeah. And that is it. That's really is it. It's really not that much, but it's a powerful little tool. I'm very sad that Microsoft, I think it was Microsoft, for whoever had it, doesn't have it anymore. But that is it in all the kabits and the caboodles for you. So when you're done, you can save, you can name it. And then I always do, this is how you kind of export it. You go over here to save movie, and then I would do like for a computer, and it'll tell you, it just popped up there. If you roll over, it'll tell you that's like 1920 times 1080. So that's like HD. It says high definition display. So, but if you roll over, it'll tell you what the pixels are. So you can choose accordingly, and then you can save that out to your desktop or wherever, and then you can upload it to YouTube or upload it to Facebook and share it with your friends. So yeah, this is the last editing video, and then after this will be number 10, which is my last one, which is just any remaining ticks. No insects were harmed in the making of this film. No, I'm gonna do some tips and tricks and any other kind of last thoughts that I can think of, advice that I haven't yet covered, and it should probably be pretty short because I did a lot in these 9 episodes. But if you think there's a friend that would enjoy this or learn something, you can feel free to share the whole entire playlist, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe, because you don't really know all the content that I'm shoving out every week is sometimes a little ridiculous. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in episode 10.